There are forces in this world that do not originate in the human psyche, but move through it. They are not myths, they are not metaphors, and they are not new. Across indigenous traditions, shamans have always known this. When consciousness fractures, something else can enter. I'm Kat Grace, and today I want to speak about one of those forces, a predatory consciousness that has gone by many names, but is most often called Wetiko. This is not a video meant to scare you. It is meant to inform you, bring awareness to you. No fear, because fear is what feeds Wetiko, and clarity dissolves it. So if you are triggered and feeling fear, please turn off this video. Don't watch it. Fear-mongering is not what I'm here to do. So let's talk about what Wetiko is and what it is not. Wetiko is not evil in the moral sense. It is not a horned demon, and also it is not punishment. Wetiko is best understood as a predatory intelligence that feeds on lack, separation, and uninhabited space. In shamanic cosmology, it is what emerges when the soul essence withdraws, the heart center collapses, self-reflection shuts down, and survival replaces reciprocity. Wetiko does not cause these conditions. It is drawn to them. Think of Wetiko less as an attacker and more as something that moves into a vacuum. And remember, nature abhors a vacuum. So does the spirit world. So let's move on to discuss trauma, soul loss, and how vacancy is created. From a shamanic perspective, trauma does more than wound the mind. Trauma fragments presence. When pain overwhelms the system, especially early in life, parts of the soul withdraw to survive. This is known as soul loss. Psychology calls this dissociation. Shamanism calls it fragmentation. Parapsychology recognizes it as field incoherence. All three describe the same phenomenon. Where the soul withdraws, consciousness becomes porous. Not weak, porous. And porous systems are accessible systems. This is the first doorway through which Wetiko enters. Let's discuss Wetiko as a transpersonal force. Wetiko is not personal. It does not hate you. It does not judge you. It does not target morality. Not at all. It is a transpersonal intelligence that feeds on emotional charge, extraction dynamics, domination, consumption, unreciprocated taking. It thrives in systems where power is divorced from responsibility. Empathy is exploited. Hunger is normalized. Accountability is absent. and self-examination is refused. This is why Wetiko shows up not only in individuals, but in families, institutions, economies, and spiritual hierarchies. Wetiko is not a character flaw. It is a field phenomenon. Now let's discuss how Wetiko enters a human being. Wetiko does not possess people overnight. Remember that. It enters gradually. First, there is trauma. Then, soul fragmentation. Then, defensive identity structures form to compensate. Over time, if self-reflection collapses and shame cannot be integrated, a hollow forms at the center of the self. That hollow is not evil, but it is uninhabited. And Wetiko moves into uninhabited space. It does not replace the person. It rides the structure. And it will begin to amplify entitlement, manipulation, consumption, projection, emotional cannibalism, and distortion of reality. At this point, psychology alone is insufficient to explain what happens, because something else is now involved. So let's talk about why Wetiko feeds through relationships. Well, Wetiko cannot survive in isolation. It feeds relationally. It requires attachment, intimacy, emotional exchange, psychic proximity, and energetic access. This is why it expresses most powerfully through romantic relationships, parent-child dynamics, spiritual teacher-student roles, healer-client entanglements. People in relationship with Wetiko-inhabited individuals often report feeling drained, losing clarity, questioning their reality, becoming obsessive or confused, feeling spiritually invaded. This is not imagination. This is energetic extraction. And it happens a lot. Let's discuss why confrontation fails. In shamanic law, confrontation strengthens intrusion. Wetiko feeds on intensity, opposition, emotional charge, fixation. This is why exposing, shaming, or trying to wake up someone who is Wetiko inhabited often backfires. The intelligence does not care about truth. It cares about continued access. The more energy directed toward it, positive or negative, the more it feeds. This is why healers who attempt to save or heal Wetiko often become depleted or harmed themselves. Compassion without sovereignty becomes an open door. So let's discuss what actually dissolves Wetiko. Wetiko is not removed by fighting it. It is removed when the rightful occupant returns. In shamanic practice, this happens through soul retrieval, integration of the fragmented self, the restoration of boundaries, reclaiming authorship of one's energetic field, withdrawing unconscious agreements, and ending energetic supply. When the soul re-inhabits the body fully, there is no vacancy left, and Wetiko cannot remain where consciousness is integrated. It leaves, not dramatically, not violently, but because there's nothing left to inhabit. Wetiko moves on. Let's discuss the deeper truth. Wetiko does not enter someone because they're bad. It enters where awareness has withdrawn. This is why fear-based spirituality is dangerous. Fear fractures consciousness even further. And this is why healing is not about cleansing or warfare, but about becoming whole. That is what starves a predatory consciousness like Wetiko. When you are fully present in yourself, fully in your body, fully in your boundaries, fully in your discernment, there are no blind spots left. So, in closing, do not be fearful. This is just about education and awareness. In the next video, we will go deeper into trauma, soul loss, and psychic permeability, and why modern psychology alone cannot address these layers. This series is not about demonizing others. It is about reclaiming sovereignty. It is about facing our blind spots. And don't forget, sovereignty is the absolute highest form of spiritual protection. I'll see you in part 2. Thanks for being here.